I want to be a model, it's so glamorous. No. Beautiful people of the internet, what is up? Ew. If you don't know me, I'm Annika. Hey, what's up? And today I thought I would talk about my modeling experience. It's a very highly requested video. A lot of people have asked me to do it, and you ask, I deliver. I'm not talking about Instagram modeling or just kind of like photographers messaging you, hey, want to shoot, and then like that type of modeling. Not that there's anything wrong with that, I do that modeling, but I'm talking about my with an agency, high fashion, traveling modeling, which sounds super fancy, but you're about to find out that it's not. So I complain a lot about modeling on my social medias, and a lot of people have asked me like, why, what's wrong with it? Or I get a lot of girls DMing me, I want to get into modeling, do you have any tips, or what was wrong with it? Or people just curious, because it is something, it's kind of cool. Like when I first started modeling, I thought it was cool. I was like, oh my God, I want to be a model, it's so glamorous. No. So let's start from the beginning, how I got into it or got interested in it. I've always been tall. I've been a tall kid. My dad is 6'6". I don't know how many centimeters that is. I think that's like over 2 meters. I don't know. But I'm 5'9", 173, 75 centimeters. I don't know, but I'm quite tall, and I grew up being really tall, was insecure about it, whatever. And I have a pretty small frame naturally, so I'm decently skinny. I don't know how to say, I don't know how to say that differently. I'm skinny and tall, so naturally I was told a lot, you should model. I wanted to be an actor when I was younger, so I had an agent, and she told me, she was like, you're really tall, like you should model rather than act. Which, looking back, I'm like, fuck you, you're my acting agent. Like, she literally put in zero effort, got me nothing. I was like, okay. But I was like, okay, maybe I should model. And people would come up to me on the streets, you know, like, here's my card, but I was told to not trust those people. So I would kind of always ignore them. And then a close family friend started modeling pretty seriously. She had a good agency in Toronto. She was traveling a lot. She was, and still is, basically like killing it, walking for all the high fashion stuff, Prada, Versace, Gucci, you name it. And she loved her agency. And so my mom got in contact with her mom and said, how should I get in touch with this agency? Annika's kind of interested in modeling. And my parents are not show parents. My parents would never push me to be in that industry, but they were like, you know what? If that's something you want to try out, we may as well give it a try. And they're more comfortable with it because of this family friend. So my mom reached out, got the email address for the agent that this friend had, emailed him. He said, send me a headshot, body shot, and measurements. No makeup or anything, just I want to see what she looks like. So I didn't know how to measure myself. I think I probably wrote down random numbers. I was like, whatever, I'm skinny, it should be fine. Foreshadowing, it should be fine. Anyway, so I sent him a photo of my face and a body, like me wearing like leggings and a tank top just to show off like the type of figure I have, whatever. And he said, all good, like come into the agency and meet with me, let's have a meeting. So me and my mom went in. I was really nervous. At this time I was like, oh my God, this is the biggest deal ever. And they represent some like decently big models, so I was really intimidated going in. And they were nice-ish. They were nice, whatever. And they sat me down, and then they measured me in the office in front of everyone. They would just whip out the measuring tape, like they checked my height, and then they checked my waist, my bust, and my hips. So butt, the biggest part of your butt, the biggest part of your boobs, and then the smallest part of your waist. And I forget the measurements they told me, but they sat me down and they were like, you have such a great look, you have such a great face, you're very unique looking, but your measurements are not there. We need you to be smaller. At this point, what grade was I in? Grade 11? Yeah, grade 11. So I'm young, I'm 16? I was really skinny, 16-year-old, just because I played a lot of sports, I had a fast metabolism, so. And I'd always, like, I would grow up getting kind of like teased about, like, my dad would call me like chicken legs. And so having this grown man tell me that you need to lose weight, I was like, At the time, I didn't really care because I wanted to model so badly. I don't know why. I think it was because I thought it was glamorous, or I thought it'd be really cool. I'd become like this famous rich model. I don't know. But I was like, okay, no worries. I'll lose weight at the age of 16 when I'm already perfectly fine, healthy looking, thin. Yeah, sure, don't worry, I'll starve myself. Models need to be within this category. And to me at the time, it made sense because I was like, okay, fair enough. Like if I want to model, I have to be a certain size. So I was like, fine. So I left and I was excited. I told my mom, I was like, let's go grocery shopping for this, blah, blah, blah. I started eating, what's the word? Nothing. For breakfast, I'd have, an apple with peanut butter and tea. And then for lunch, I'd have like some almonds, carrots with hummus, and God, I don't know, like zucchini pasta. Ugh. That sounds like the worst thing ever. I have not had that since. You guys are gonna say, well, actually, there's some great zucchini pasta out there, Annika. You have to find a good recipe. No, I want carbs. And then for dinner, I'd make myself like baked vegetables, like baked sweet potato and beets and some like baked potato, and then have some tofu on the side. But like the portions were so small. I was probably eating like 1,300 calories a day. And to put that in perspective, I eat anywhere between 2,500 to 3,000 calories now. So I was not eating a lot. I was constantly hungry. I would go to bed so hungry, my stomach would hurt. Like I couldn't sleep properly because all I would think about is food. I'd think about my next meal. I was obsessed with it. I was obsessed with like planning out my next tiny meal and like, when's the next time I can eat? And no, can't have any chips. I remember, oh my God, I was in Muskoka, which is like cottage country in Canada. I was in Muskoka one weekend for like, I think it was May 24, it was a party weekend, and I was so skinny by this point. Like I had lost so much weight so fast. And I remember I had like 10 chips and I started bawling my eyes out, and I was like, should I throw it up? Like I was so worried that I would gain weight. Looking back now, I'm like, give me the whole fucking bag of chips. And the thing is, they don't say we want you to lose weight. They say we want you to lose inches. We need you to be these measurements. And basically they're just saying you need to be skinnier. Went back into the agency within like 2 months. Like that's nothing. To lose a lot of weight in 2 months is nothing. So he was like, oh yeah, like sure, come in, like probably doubting. And I remember lifting up my shirt for them to like, not like tits out, but like lifting up my shirt for them to do my waist, and I was wearing jeans, and I remember everyone in the office goes, oh my God, you look great. Like I was really skinny, my stomach was really small. I remember them being like, oh my God, you look great. You worked so hard. We're so proud of you. Like, can you imagine going into an office with a 16-year-old kid and them like cheering for you that you lost weight when you're already skinny? Oh my God, looking back, I'm like, what the fuck? But at the time, I was so proud of myself. I was like, oh my God, they love me. This is perfect. They're gonna sign me. Anyway, so all my measurements were good. So he signed me. We did the contract there. He said I wasn't allowed to pluck my eyebrows or anything. Like they liked my freckles, but they wanted to keep me pale. Ew. They sent me in for a haircut. They sent me to a girl. She chopped off everything. I was really upset, and it was like $100 that they didn't cover. I was like, thank you so much. I remember they were contemplating bangs, and I was like, absolutely fucking not. Bangs? No. So I started doing test shoots. They put together a comp card. I will show you my comp card. Basically what it is, it's like your business card as a model. Every model has one. You bring it to castings. You bring like a stack of comp cards and you give it to them so they remember who you are. It has your face and your name and your measurements, your agency, whatever. Let me read my measurements. My height is 5'9". My bust, 32, whatever. I think it's 34, definitely 34. Waist, 24. This is inches, by the way. Hips, 35. That's my butt, 35 inches. I would love to see how big my butt is now. And 24 inches on my waist, I bet you my waist is like a 27. Like a good 3 inches bigger. Dress size 2, I'm at least a 4 now. Shoes, 9.5. You know what they say about big feet. So I did some stuff in Toronto. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. You don't make a lot of money, and any money you do make, they take a big chunk from you. That's kind of the way agencies are. And then after doing a little bit in Toronto, not much though, they called me in for a meeting and they told me that there were a lot of international agencies who were interested in me. So they set me up with interviews for 4 different places. And pretty much immediately I got a call back from Milan, and I went into my agent and he told me, he was like, yeah, Milan really wants you and they want you to go for 2 months October, November. At this point, I'm the skinniest I've ever been. Let me be clear for you, my weight was 109 pounds, my lowest weight. I am 5'9". Disclaimer here, disclaimer is supposed to go at the beginning of the video, whatever. If you weigh 90 pounds or 300 pounds, as long as you're healthy, I'm not bashing on skinny girls if you're naturally skinny. I'm talking about my own genetic makeup and my height and everything and how heavy I'm supposed to be in a healthy way. I should be at least 125 pounds. And I've always been like, my doctor always says I've been underweight naturally. And she wanted me to eat a lot growing up because I just have a fast metabolism. I'm a huge eater. But 109 pounds for someone who's 5'9" and usually at least like 125 pounds, that's so unhealthy. I was so lethargic, so tired. I didn't have the energy to do much, but I would still force myself to do so much cardio just to burn stuff. Anyways, let's get to Milan. My mom decided to come with me. I was young at this point. I think I was 17 now because the summer had passed. So I'm 17 in November heading to Milan. My mom was gonna come with me for the first 2 weeks. Bless her heart. Thank God she was there. She put up with a lot of crying. But we get there, I'm so excited. Really nervous because I looked up this agency. They represent like 5 Victoria's Secret angels. They're called Why Not models, so they're really good. So I was like, wow, they want me, like that's huge, blah blah blah. I get there, they say hi, they're very nice, and then they measure me the second I get there. And the first thing she says to me is, wow, you're a lot bigger here. She left the room and I started bawling my eyes out, and I told my mom, I turned to my mom, I'm like, I want to go home. I want to go home right now. I've worked so hard for this. I'm so skinny. And she tells me that I'm bigger here. No, it was hilarious. Castings were so fucking funny. Like I had a casting for Versace and it was just a joke. Like there was a lineup of girls and one of the girls came out from the casting and she said to everyone, she was like, yeah, they're looking for a really skinny girl. And I said really loudly, I was like, well, I'm just gonna fucking leave. And everyone was like, they started laughing and they're like, true. My mom left. I was in a model apartment with 2 girls who I was in love with. Their names are Sonia and Zuza. We still talk all the time, but I haven't seen them in 2 years and I really want to see them. But they were so down to earth. Like they saved my life there. We would all have pasta parties every single night. We'd eat pasta every night and then go to the store and buy cereal. The modeling industry is crazy. It's not glamorous. If you're not a model, it doesn't mean you're not beautiful. And if you're a model, that doesn't mean that you're like higher than anyone or better looking than anyone. Modeling it's just a business. It's what they're looking for. So it's kind of like this cookie cutter of what they need. It's all made up bullshit. Realistically, modeling is just, I remember when I was doing runway, they were like, don't show off you too much. The reason they want someone so skinny is because you're a clothes hanger. They want the clients to focus on the clothing, not the model. So yeah, you couldn't have any self-expression. You had to ask your agency before doing anything, before plucking your brows, before getting a haircut, before going to tan in the summer. So it was just kind of messed up. You felt kind of owned by someone. Shoes are not glamorous at all. You show up, you sit in a chair, they attack your face and your hair and it hurts and you're tired and you're hungry, always fucking hungry because I'm not eating. It was not fulfilling to me. It was not fun. It was not, it didn't make me happy. It made me annoyed and tired and people telling me what to do and having so much makeup on my face. I would get tired. I would get sick because of the makeup, like grossness. Like I got a lot of colds in Milan. And then even when I got back to Toronto, the shoots just, and a lot of models probably love modeling. A lot of models find it really fun. I have a close friend who loves modeling. She says it makes her really happy, and that's amazing. This is just a personal story, and like this is how I view the modeling industry. I'm sure people have a million stories, but I'm also sure a lot of models can relate. And then I go back into the agency when I get back to Toronto and they tell me that I need to lose weight. Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to cut your hair. It's way too long and you're gonna have to lose weight. And I looked at him and I said, I like my hair. And he looked at me and he was like, do you not want to do this anymore? And I said, no, I don't. And he was like, okay, we'll end your contract. And I was like, okay, fucking see you never. That is when I actually started not hating modeling. I could do whatever I want. I shot with photographers I chose to shoot with, like via Instagram. And I did a lot of collabs on Instagram with companies. I got to choose who I worked with. I got to pick the terms. I got to keep all the money. I suck at narrowing things down. This video is all over the place as usual. But for those of you who want to get into modeling, you do what makes you happy, but don't get sucked into the whole you have to lose weight. It's vital to have a good relationship with food, for your mental health, for your physical health, for exercise, for having energy. And if you're not getting enough energy, and that's because of the modeling industry is not worth it. I have some great memories from modeling, some really cool experiences, some pretty cool photos, and I'm happy I did it. And I definitely regret letting people push me around and telling me what to do and how to look and to stop eating, especially at an age where you deserve to eat what you want and be healthy, and you're growing and you need nourishment. So people can choose to do whatever they want to do. If you really want to model and that's worth it to you, and that's something that is going to make you happy long term, then you do you. If you're a model, please don't get offended by this video. Everyone has a different story. Some people are naturally have those measurements and don't have to worry about it, or their agent is really nice about it, or you found a really healthy way to do it. For me, I just didn't. I didn't eat enough and I lost it all in 2 months, and it kind of ruined my relationship with food for a little bit. So yeah, everyone has their own story. Don't get offended. Modeling can be a cool industry for certain people. I just didn't like it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope no one took offense to it. If you guys like this video, then make sure to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, still subscribe and give it a thumbs up, because why not? It's free. Fuck it. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. I don't know what else to say. Okay, bye. I love you.